So I'm gonna start a full playthrough. I've played Myst before, and I did actually beat it, which I'm super proud of. Um, I heard via Twitter that they're actually making a documentary about. I think it was. I probably should have looked this up, but I think it was like two brothers who started the game, which is ironic because the two brothers in the story. Well, we'll find out. So I decided to play through all five. The Steam sale had them for sale. So I'm just going to go ahead and play through everything. Um, it seemed to just kind of like fit the times. So let's get started.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I had planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed. I must admit, however, such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Okay. So during cutscenes, I won't talk because who needs my voice? But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into the world of Myst. All right. Let's get started. So, I have the memory of a goldfish. I feel like I've probably said that before. So, if there's parts where I absolutely falter and stumble, please have patience. I do like to take notes while playing it because, to be honest, it kind of requires you to. So if you see me looking down, I'm probably writing something. But first thing first, let's just kind of like take a look around. We see this sunken ship, forest, some sort of entrance, which we'll get to, and then a cog thing over here. So let's just go ahead and travel around. I kind of know where some things are, so it's not as organic as it could be. But again, memory of a goldfish, probably going to be exciting new things. So we walk up, we see this note on the ground. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the imager to retrieve the message. Yours, Atris. So, cool. I'm assuming this is the dock, so let's go back down there. This seems to be the forechamber. When I first saw this, I was like, what a fun jacuzzi. It's not a jacuzzi. It's a sort of holographic message thing. It says the real thing later on. The dimensional imager. Yes, so I was quite wrong. Water turbulent pool. That's the setting it's currently on. If you're like, okay, he says turn on the marker switches, like what are those? It has a nice little diagram to show you. So you want to go ahead and open this, and that was 47. Let's go back to our imager, deal with that new info. And okay, this is what the marker switch looks like. We've already seen one. It seems fairly obvious. So if we remember what the note said, it's like, hey, enter in the number of marker switches. So we're going to go around and count how many there are. So obviously one up here. There's going to be one here. Boop, boop, boop. Keep going. There's one here. So that's 3. Not there yet. If we go here, 4. Oops. 5 right there. 6 right there. 7, 8. So let's go back and let's get a message that Atris left for Catherine. And in case it wasn't obvious, Atris and... Is it Artis or Atris? I'm going to have to look again. Him and Catherine are husband and wife, so it's a fun little backstory thing for you. It becomes super obvious later. So let's go ahead and enter in the number of marker switches, and he'll have a message for us.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Achenar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return. But if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, wait, and erase this message after you viewed it, just to be safe.
Okay, so I'm going to assume Catherine never got here. I don't know if it ever explains what happens to Catherine or what happened, but to respect his wishes, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on the water turbulent pool, so in case anyone else pops up on this island, they'll just see a jacuzzi like I did. They'll also see the note and probably figure it out, but we're going to pretend that we pick that up and it's in our pocket now. So, just to explore, he said, I think the biggest clue there is, remember the tower rotation? I guess each one of these little markers have, or like are considered the places of protection he was talking about. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this one on. Up is on. I feel like that'd be obvious, but I'm just going to say it. So go ahead and put all of them on up. Oops. Okay, I want that. Okay. And I don't super remember. It activates something, but I do like to want to just check this out. I called this dentist chair first time I saw it. You look up, you can look at some constellations. Just kidding. No, you can't because I left the lights on like a rube. All right. Now you see, okay, this is a constellation of what the sky, I'm assuming, looked like January 1st, year 0 at midnight. So, I'm sure there are big celebrations, start of the world. So, that thing's on. That's the biggest takeaway here. You can't quite turn all of them on right away, and we'll get to why. Just a look. This is a sunken ship, so I know what we have here has something to do with the sunken ship that's by the dock. Gonna turn that guy on. We'll come back to that. I know I'm just kind of like skimming through all these seemingly important places, and they are important. But obviously can't super do much about that. This guy, we'll come to him later. But let's head back to... Sorry, I always get turned around in the woods. Okay, I want to go there. I want to go there. Nope, I don't want to go there. No! Oh my god. There we go. This is where I want to go. I get lost so easily, so bear with me. Cool. So walk into this room. We have a picture of the outside, which if you look here is this exact picture. We've got a blue page next to a blue book. Very important. We've got a bookcase, and then we've got some secret image we don't know about it. Also have red page next to red book, and then this little map. Tower rotation, that's the thing that Atris was telling us about, so we'll come back to that in a bit. The next part, so just to say, like, when I first played this, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna read all the books out loud on screen. They're really long. They're well worth a read, but I'm just gonna give you like the TLDR version of it. So you look at the bookshelf, looks like there's a lot of books. Honestly, only the ones that don't look as beaten up are capable of reading. So this one looks pretty beaten up. You open it, it's just burned pages, which always makes me sad. But open up this first book. Talks about Channelwood. The premise of this is, and this is mostly just like what I've guessed. I don't completely know because I don't want to look up too much and then have things be spoiled or get like tips I didn't want. So it kind of sounds like there's these Myst books that when you write in them, you can kind of create a world and travel to the world. So this first world is called Channelwood. It's basically people built on the water. He met a human, and everyone else is like these sort of tree dweller humanoid people. Then I guess humans and tree dwellers kind of lived separate, and then water covered the island. Humans moved to the trees. They died out. You see his stuff changes color, and it's like a joke that the tree dwellers played on him. But anyways, you can draw this map down. I never did, and just like floundered through this world. But basically, this is just showing you, okay, this is what Channelwood will look like once you get there. So yeah, that's really kind of the gist of it. Next one we're gonna go to talks about Emmett. Pretty sure he named his friend, yeah, he named his friend Branch, and then the other friend was like Will or something. So I was always like, what did Branch do to deserve the name Branch? But this is another water-covered world, and this one talks about, so it shows the ship, so I think it has something to do with the ship that's on the dock. It's got a submersible lamp. That's pretty important to kind of figure out a puzzle later on. And then it talks about this lighthouse that they want to build. And then it shows the sort of layout of the stone ship age, which is what this one's called. And then this is where it gets important and where I'm going to start excitedly drawing things down. It has these different constellations which will come into play. So I just draw like really rudimentary sketches. I draw full stars for the bigger ones, and then for the less bright ones I just draw like a little X, and then I try to draw what an anchor looks like. I'm not an artist by any means, but it's just kind of like a rough sketch to remind me of things. So this next one's an eye. Just gonna get some drawing in there. Next one's a little snake. Bum, 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 ba, 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 ba. Next one, I always called this a spider. It only has 6 legs, but still kind of grossed out by it. Boop, 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 boop. And this one's a little more complicated. I don't super remember which ones I need, but we will be given that information shortly. And I'm not gonna lie, like the first time I did this, it was kind of hard to tell my drawings compared to the actual thing, which, okay, I get it, like my drawings are terrible, but it was good enough to get it on like the second try, so I'll take it. So there's my first 6. You can see I don't really know where the camera goes, so there's that. And then I'm gonna draw this little, I about said swan, it's not a swan, heron, I don't know. Oh gosh, bird, forgive me, I did not draw you flatteringly. And then I think this is, yeah, the last one, the little maple leaf. These are so bad. That's okay though. Doot, doot. Okay. The rest of the drawings, and then that's really all we needed for this book. And I'm gonna write that this is for the stone ship age, and I'm gonna write, I think this one, I don't remember which special place was tied to this one, so we'll come back to that. And then there's this beautiful world, hot, right, okay, so super hot world. He comes up with some sort of fan system. This one eventually fades out, but it shows you like a wheel, it shows you some sort of sound satellite, and then the spaceship, which is one of the places we've seen already. It's talking about how he left Cirrus and Aknar, his 2 sons, in Channelwood. We know one of the sons at least is doing dirty, so that's something we must know. And then this one always got me, but I just wrote down the notes. It's been decades since I've taken any sort of music theory, so I write it in order. And then so number 1 is the lowest C on this piano. Number 2 is C but 1 octave. And then 3 is D sharp. Again, this could be totally wrong, but it helps me remember it. And as long as it works for me, then it doesn't really matter if it's even the right notes. But let's do C, D, E, F is number 4. And that's the F between the 2 C's. And then 5, gosh, I don't even know what note that is. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, B flat. Below lowest C. So that's how I write that down. You could probably do it by ear, and we'll get to what that is, but that's a puzzle we need to take note of. Again, this like shows us a map of the world. I'm not going to draw that down because that's just excessive. Yeah. And then this is a burn book. Here we go. This does not make sense right now, and that's okay. It will make sense and be necessary later. First time I did this, I did go through all of them, and I started to like draw them, and then realized immediately what a terrible idea that was, because there's 300. So we're gonna close out of that, and then let's just like look. You see like a little cog, very reminiscent of the cog we saw right at the beginning. All right. World's history. Okay, this is another map. You don't super need it. This is the full map of this world, and it talks about these black ships that have come and just kind of tried to take over all these different worlds in these books. So remembering this insignia is very important. It's memorable enough. I don't feel like I need to write it down, but it's necessary to keep it in mind. And then there's one more book, I believe. Maybe that was it. Nope. Nope. Okay. Did I open this one? Yeah, I opened this one. Okay. I keep thinking there was one more, but no, these are all burned. So I guess first I want to check out these pages. Just a heads up. I say jump scare, but it's not really a jump scare. I'm just a baby. But it did scare the crap out of me the first time I saw it, so just want to give you a warning. I picked up the red page. I put it in the red book. Now let's open it. Okay, y'all get the point. He said, bring me the red page. It actually wasn't him who scared me the first time. It was the blue one, pardon. So we take up this blue page, put it in the blue book. Same eerie noise. And then that's what scared me. Someone just like pops up out. Oh, there's no sound. Just saw my chat. Someone said there's no sound. So I'm going to pop out of here. I am recording, so at least like some of this is going through, but let me check that real quick.